I'm gonna go ahead and open up my project where we left off from last time. Let you guys know all the assets you need to be importing. And also, we're going to be doing a little coding this time, so you're going to make sure you need Visual Studio or whatever coding software you use. Alright, so if you followed the tutorial last time, you should be right here with your gun, being able to shoot or run around. So, first things first, you're going to have to import Unity standard assets. The third-person controller is the zombie we're going to be using. I'll leave a link to all the assets you're going to need in the description. You're going to need this, and then you're also going to need ragdoll helper for the ragdoll effect. So when you import standard assets, make sure you only check these ones. You might get some errors, or you might just have a bunch of stuff that you don't need. So just check characters, third person, and you see user control. You don't need that. Get rid of cross-platform and everything else, because you're not going to need it. And go ahead and push import. Next, look up ragdoll helper, or you can just click the link in the description and go ahead and import that entire asset. And if you want to look more deeper into this one, I recommend it because it's a really helpful tool. Out of all the ragdoll tools I use and look for, this is the best one, and it's for free. So you got the two assets you need. Now right here, let me show you guys how to make your, just get started, show how everything's working. So go to these characters, third person, prefabs, you got AI. Now if you look at this script, the AI control has a target, and that's going to be your player. So if you're dragging a bunch of zombies in your scene, I'll show you guys how to replace the character model later at the end of the video. It's very easy, it's only simple. So say you got 5 zombies in your scene, and the target you want to be player, you would just be able to drag it in as player. But we're going to switch the code out as well, for in case you say you have a lot of zombies in your scene, you might instantiate them instead of just having them already preset in your scene. And if you instantiate them, you're going to want to know what the target is, so we're going to have to do some code for that. But if you're not, you can just do it like that and push play. And you see they're not moving. And that's because they have to be on an active nav mesh. So in order to bake your nav mesh, you go click on this, click on your floor or whatever wherever the player is going to be navigating. Make sure it's marked as static. Go to Window, AI, Navigation, and then push bake. If the bigger the scene is, the longer it's going to take. If you go to your gizmo, you can look and see what's nav best. So the blue is where they can walk, and everything else is where they can't. Cool. So if you push play now, they should chase you. Now you see the zombie look pretty tall, so you want to edit this to your models or however your game is being. You might have robots, whatever. But you go to your main camera, your player, and you raise that up to where it's about where you think it should be. I'll say about 0.4, 5.4, 0.45. So that way he's not looking at the zombie stomachs. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and get cracking now. You're gonna need your Visual Studio or whatever you use to code, like I said. We're gonna edit this script right here. So right here, like I said before, if you drag your zombies into the scene, you can also just set the player. or set the target for what you want them to chase. But we're going to edit the code in case you're instantiating zombies and you did not set the target. You can it'll always find the player and go chase that. And that's just going to be a simple code. And it's going to be at the start. You're going to put if. Come on. If target is equal to null, so that means if pretty much the target is not set in the inspector, it's not there. You're gonna make the target is equal to game object dot find object with tag player. So it's gonna find find the player with the tag. It's gonna get the component. Since it's a transform, it's gotta get the component of the transform. Get component transform. So now if you say, you know what I mean, make like a wave zombie shooter or whatever, when the zombies just keep spawning in, it's gonna automatically find the player. So we test that out real quick. Push play. Let's say you got some code where you automatically spawning the zombies in. Just drag them in. You see they immediately go for the player. Cool. Yes, sir. Alright. Now we gotta be able to kill the zombies. So it's gonna be another little bit of code you need to do and you should be good to go. So if you look at this tag is tag dummy. And when you shoot that with the gun, the developer to set this project up, that's how you damage people. So in order to change that, let me see. You go into here, tools, easy FPS, go to your scripts, and your gun script. You edit that. Or it might be the bullet script, I think. It's the bullet script, I'm sorry. And you see right here in the update function, it's pretty much a calling a hit function. And whenever it hits, it's going to check the tag. So right now we're going to change that to enemy. Or you can change to whatever you want. Let it be dummy or whatever. So that way if you got multiple things in your scene, you can have different decals on it. So if you hit, if it hit the wall, it's going to be a regular bullet prefab. If it hits the enemy, it's going to be blood. Hits water, might do a splash, dirt, and so on. You know what I mean? I'm just going to change that to enemy, and that should be good. Save. Now you're going to have to do one more thing. Let me see. One more script, one more custom script. This is what's going to go on your zombies. So you go into your standard assets, prefabs, AI. You're going to create your own script this time. It'll be enemy stats. You could call it enemy health, but I'm going to do enemy stats because later on we're going to have damage for the enemies and different variables. So we have all that on one script. But right now the only stat you're going to need is health. So public. You can make it private, but I'm just do public so you can see. Float health. So you got a float that is your health. Right here you're gonna do public void die. So this is what happens when the player dies. So if it's gonna be a simple if statement, if health, it's gonna check if your health is less than or equal to 0. You pretty much kill the player, which is game object dot. No, I'm sorry. Destroy game object. Alrighty. So that's all you need for this script right here. It's pretty right now. Now you go back to your bullet script. Now you see this is where it's calling if to hit the enemy. So if you hit the enemy, only when the tag's enemy, you're gonna hit. So get the object. Hit is what the object you hit. Dot. Get component. Wait, wait. Hold on. So the problem was you can't just call hit. You gotta call hit dot transform, and you should be able to get the component now. So get the component of the enemy stats dot health is minus to equal to damage. Oh shit. Come on, sir. Okay, yeah. Now you're gonna need it doesn't have a damage value, so you're gonna have to add your own. So another public float damage. So this float is you're gonna be able to set the damage for the bullets you put. So different bullets can have different amount of damage. So you got sniper rounds, they do more damage. 5.56 rounds do less. You know what I mean? 7.62, all that. If that's how you want to do it. Alrighty. So public float damage. Now you put minus equal to damage. And all this is pretty much saying is just one simple line of code. Is whenever it hits the transform and that transform tag is equal to enemy, it's going to get the component, which is the enemy stats that we just made, and it's going to subtract the health from the damage of the bullet. Simple. Alrighty. Now testing that, the character should just delete itself, or it should die whenever we shoot it and kill it. So if I put the health to 50, and let's go to my easy FPS, make sure we add damage to that script because it's a public value. Going to the prefabs, resources. Take the bullet. Okay, the bullet right here. We'll make the bullet 10. We go to right here. Since the health is 50, technically. Wait. Before we do that, you gotta make sure the tag is enemy. So now you're gonna have to go right here. Click on it. Tag, add tag, enemy. Save. Alright. So we make sure that's tagged enemy. And we push play. And you see his health is going below 0. And I'm pretty sure that's because the same mistake I make every time I'm coding is when you put these voids, you got to make sure you put them in your update or start function or whatever they belong, which it will belong in the update function since you're going to be constantly checking the health of the enemy. So just put die right there, or death, whatever you call it. Now it should work. Cool. Moving on along. Shoot it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I was missing. There it works. We spawned a few of them. Just doing a little test. Cool. So now we pretty much got the health and damage working. We're going to spice it up by adding a ragdoll. Alrighty. So let's see. The way this ragdoll system works is it's going to create a ragdoll. Hold on. Let me just do it, then I'll show you. Okay. So we're going to take this model. This will be the model of your zombie. This is also the model of the AI. So every model you have that has a code on it, you're going to want an additional model that is just only the ragdoll. Alright? This is the easiest way. I'll explain later. Because if not, I'll explain it now. So let's say if you want it, it's two ways to do this. One, okay, the player dies. You shoot the zombie, and it already has a ragdoll on it. You have to find each bone and each what's called collider and all that stuff and enable it and disable all these scripts, the animator and other colliders and all types of other scripts when it dies. And that's just way more complicated because you got to do all types of checks and stuff like that. Or the way I do it, which is the easier way, is pretty much when this player dies, it's going to delete itself and then just spawn a ragdoll of itself right there. Which I'm not sure if that's how AAA people doing it, but I've seen tutorials on ragdolls, and most people try to do it the first way, which is removing and having all these colliders and all these checks and stuff. It's a lot simpler this way. So to create a ragdoll for your player, you go right here, Window, BZ Soft, Ragdoll Helper, create. Simple. One of the best ragdoll creators, like I said. Another way you can do it, I think, is create. I think it was like 3D object ragdoll or something. There we go, ragdoll. And it's the Unity standard way of doing it, but I don't like that. Alrighty. So now we're gonna go back to code since we got the ragdoll to player. If we just look, should be just fall straight to the ground. You see him fall over there. We got the ragdoll. So you know that's working. You might want to test it before you go to code. Make sure your ragdoll and all your bones and stuff set up for your character, your zombie. Cool. Now on the enemy script, it's gonna be a couple more codes. I'm gonna do a public game object ragdoll enemy. And now we're going to change up when it's die. When you die, going to instantiate. So pretty much spawn an enemy at the place of the object. And that code is instantiate game up. Instantiate ragdoll enemy. And comma. Now it's the transform position. So it'd be game object dot transform dot position, comma game object dot transform dot rotation. So it's just getting the rotation in the position of the game's object of whatever this script is on. And it's instantiating the ragdoll there, and then it's destroying the player. So with all that working, let's see. Go here. Now we're gonna rename these and unpack them because you're gonna be having to put these prefabs wherever you place your prefabs. You might have a folder for it or whatever. So right here we got the zombie AI. And right here we got zombie ragdoll. And you could just, like I said, put these wherever. I'm gonna put them in tools. But now we got zombie AI, zombie ragdoll. And the zombie AI, as you suspect, the ragdoll enemy, you're gonna place that prefab right there. You can drag that back over zombie AI now since it's updated. And you should have working zombies that chase you around and die with ragdoll effect. So it's working. Might have to mess with the speed of the zombie so they don't catch up too fast or whatever. But that's pretty much it. So I'm going to end the tutorial right now. Before I end the tutorial, I want to show you guys how to replace your zombies if you don't know how to do that, or how to replace your character. And when we come back, we're going to do health and stamina. I was going to do health and stamina all in one, but we're going to do health and stamina next. And then also like a little attack animation or something for the zombie. Alright. So let me go ahead and show you guys how to replace the zombie before we get out of here. Or replace the character model. So first things first, go ahead and download your character model from wherever you see fit. I'm going to leave a link in the description to where I'm getting it from. And it's going to be nice and simple. Alright, so this is the one I'm going to be linked in the description. Nice free zombie. I probably don't recommend you guys using this in your game because it's like a super well-known asset. And 9 times out of 10 when people see this, they're going to know you just downloaded a bunch of assets and didn't really take time to find good ones. But this is just testing purposes, so that's the one I'm using. As you see, it even got a few animations to come with it. Alright, so you got your zombie wherever you put it at. And in order to replace it, go here. The easiest way I found, unpack your prefab and bring in a new one. Drag it directly into there. Now scale it to where it matches up. Alrighty, bring it back out. Now you can pretty much delete this stuff. Delete everything inside the zombie AI. And bring everything right here back in. And this zombie A, the first zombie, you see it has zombie 1 avatar. Go ahead and make sure you change the avatar. Alright, now the zombie should chase you. Cool. And you see it's still using the other ragdoll too, so all you have to do is do the same thing, create a ragdoll for the zombie with the BZ, and then replace it right here, which I just showed you before, so I'm not going to do. But that pretty much is going to conclude it for now. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. And I want to do a few coding tips because I want to just let you guys know you can expand it as much as possible. And I'm just showing you guys the basics. But you see this enemy stats right here. I might do it later on. I don't think if I do it, I'm not going to do a tutorial on it. That's what I'm telling you right now. It's so much more you can do with the zombie, you know what I mean? So with this bullet script, you can add like a public audio source right here that for when a zombie get hit, so it does little grunts, and you call that maybe every time the thing is hit. So every time it takes damage, right here, the same spot, you get the enemy stats, and then maybe play the public sound now. So when it plays the public sound of it growling at you when it gets shot, and then in this enemy stat you might have another sound that when it dies it makes a sound or something, and then you just play right here. You know what I mean? Audio source.play before it dies. So little stuff like that, you can spice it up as much as possible, which I might do on my own time, but for now I'm just going to end the tutorial on that. Hit that like and subscribe button. Be staying posted out for my racing game. I'm going to be dropping new content on that. And stay easy.